So you might be listening to this music behind me and be like, Jack, that's a really odd music choice to just randomly start playing. And it is. Let me introduce you to Marty O'Donnell, the man who, composed the theme to Halo and a lot of other video games. I never wanted to be a politician, and I still don't. I've had 2 successful careers and have started a few small businesses. I've also worked for some big corporations. I was ready to retire and spend more time with my family, which I've done for the past 3 years. I think they're ready for me to find something else to do. I'm tired of seeing the leaders of our country being influenced by the toxic divisions that are tearing apart our families and society. It's time for me to step up and do my civic duty, to give back and try to change things for the better. If not me, who? If not now, when? It's easy to look at the economy and realize that something has gone terribly wrong. Working people, the middle class, and small businesses that have been losing ground for the past 20 years. The goose that lays the golden eggs for our country has been kicked around and squeezed to the point where laying more golden eggs is almost impossible. Considering that since 2000 the cost of food has risen more than double the rise in average household income. The cost of a home has risen 6 times and the amount of government spending 5.5 times. The S&P 500 has gone up 9 times more than the rise in average household income. To everyone who works and is trying to do the right thing for their family, to everyone who is young and wonders why their lives are worse than their parents, you're not wrong. And yet, who have we allowed to have the most influence over our government? Big corporate executives and big union bosses, big tech, pharma, big media, big whatever, all trying to control big government in Washington, D.C. This needs to stop. Our government spends money on the wrong things and spends way too much. One thing the federal government God. One thing the federal government should certainly be responsible for is the security of our borders. Instead, we see millions of people coming in without accounting for who they are, what they intend to do, or what they're bringing with them. And they're being given access to all sorts of handouts at our expense. At a minimum, the federal government and the state governments should be working together to enforce existing laws and secure the border. Seeing our government at war with itself is unacceptable. For my whole life, in every place I've ever lived, I've seen people working to provide for their family. Values like self-sacrifice, faith, integrity, fidelity, and valor are simply part of who these people are. They do these things not because the government tells them to, but because they know the right things to do. Moral obligations that are freely chosen, not mandated by the government. Doesn't take a village to raise a child, it takes a family, and it takes families to make a village. The sad reality is that many children in our country are suffering. Years of ridiculing and demeaning old-fashioned family values have taken a toll. Oh, were people too mean to your family values? Our society's strength, fundamentally linked to the vitality of the family structure, has been eroded. I want to champion traditional family as critical for a child's development and success. The data proves this. However, my approach will be inclusive, recognizing all who step up to provide for their children. I'm not worried about the government being a safety net. I want the government to stop being an impediment. I'm ready to go to DC and see if I can bring back sanity and civility to the public discourse on these issues and all other issues that face our great nation. We need bold leaders at a time such as this. I wonder what party he's running in. Let's find out. This is real. Okay, also, I'm playing the Halo music now because this is the music he went with. Dude's a composer. Our country is going in the wrong direction. Toxic divisions are tearing our families and our society apart. I want to help bring sanity and civility to the public discussion. And so today I'm announcing my candidacy as a Republican to represent the 3rd Congressional District in the state of Nevada. Less lawyers, More composers. Be nice to the goose. Paid for Marty by Congress. Or paid for by Marty for Congress. I can't honestly believe... Oh yeah, no, guys, that guy, the composer of Halo, is running as a Republican for Congress. The guy that composed the Halo theme is that guy. And he's running as a Republican to restore family values and to protect the golden goose. Which is, I guess, either families or small businesses, depending on what you're trying to get out of this. Did I miss context? So earlier in his statement, he said, God. Ah, yes. The goose that lays the golden eggs for our country has been kicked around and squeezed to the point where laying more golden eggs is almost impossible. So, be nice to the goose. And I guess he's talking about working people, the middle class, and small businesses, but then he complained about working people getting assistance from the government, and also complained about unions having too much say in society. Yeah. By working people, he means business owners. Yeah. I mean, like, he also seems to think that unions are paying off the government to get more favorable, like, union laws.
Replaying Halo CE for the first time in a long while, and that's when I discover this news.
Oh no.
What awful timing and way to ruin the mood, Jack lol.
I'm sorry, King Metalass. Thank you for the $5 dono, though. We are now 7 subs away from something happening. Just like, man, I don't understand what like possesses these people who could literally just do nothing for the rest of their lives and die legends. And I don't know what possesses them to be like, ah, yes, time to ruin my entire legacy. Time to be here and like shit on everything that I helped accomplish. It's time for me to show how big on family values I am by fighting to ensure that working people have less and less assistance from the government to make ends meet. He calls his supporter base the Marty Army. Are you kidding me? I unfollowed him a while ago because, like, I was a game journalist for a long time. I follow a lot of people in the video game industry, but I unfollowed him a while ago because his like right-wing shit posting was getting like too much for me. You know? And it sucks, but I am very much looking forward to seeing his campaign implode. Man, his Marty O'Donnell for Congress, everybody. His website is space. You like Halo, right? Remember Halo? This is one of the guys who helped make Halo. Start donating to Marty today. About Marty. Oh, God. Lady Raincloud?
What gonna happen? Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, I want you to know that you have unlocked the first tier of our thing. I was gonna go over this, but I'm just now seeing it's not very interesting. He co-founded Highwire Games, and then they made a PSVR game called Golem, and then Echoes of the First Dreamer. and I guess that company is not doing so hot because they're making PSVR games. Um, and anyway, fuck that now. Throwing that away. Does he have songs? Yeah, he has a song. I'll play it for you. This is his most famous song. You might recognize it. No, not that Gollum game. The other Gollum game. No, not that Gollum game, everybody. Even less people bought that one. The one I'm talking about, because it didn't have brand recognition and was a PSVR game. Never heard this one before. Anyway, yeah, that guy is taking a nosedive into a turd, I guess, for no reason.